In this video, I'm going to show my journey with this J10. I've had it about 8 or 9 months now. I want to show what it was like when I bought it and what all I've done to get it up and running.
Driver's door will not open.
Okay.
That's how tweaked the top is. I poured it powered out the other side so I can get in on the passenger side. You can have a look see through there.
So I looked at and bought this J10 in the dark, and we had to load it with a come along because it did not start and run. It had sat for so long. And so we got it loaded up. I knew it was rough, I just didn't know how rough it was. But I didn't want something nice because I plan on making a rock crawler out of it, and I didn't want to tear up a nice vehicle. So I pretty well considered this Jeep to be a rescue that I kept from being parted out or from going to the crusher. This thing was shockingly full of rat poop and rat's nests. A lot of time was spent on cleaning this thing up. So the assessment so far is the roof smashed in, the floors are rotted out, it's full of rat poop. Everything has to be disassembled to get all the rat poop and nests out of it, and it hasn't ran in 8 years.
So here it is, 360 V8. Till the rats or mice or something got to it a little bit. Looks like there's a few wires chewed in half, so have to address that. Figure I'll shot back it off and get all the mouse turds and see all the acorn shells or whatever, get all that stuff out of here and actually look at the top of the carb and see the plug wires chewed in half. So see where they've been chewing on the wires here. So get this cleaned up and take a look at it. Assuming the radiator is junk. But for what I paid for it, I don't have real high expectations.
I really wanted to hear it run, so that's really where I started working first.
So you can see that whatever critter was living under here chewed all sorts of stuff. So the wires are chewed through a little bit there. Vacuum lines down here. Gosh dang, look at that heater hose. That's crazy. So stuff back there. I'm gonna be plugging a bunch of vacuum leaks, replacing a lot of vacuum line before you can even try to start this thing. And it sounds like it's starting to rain. So dang it. I got my mirror. Just look down in the carburetor and this thing is packed full of rat poop. Dang it. Let's see if I can show you. I don't know if you could see it on camera or not, but that is bad. Ugh. So never in my life have I seen anything like that. I mean, I don't make it a habit of rescuing vehicles, but dang, that is insane. It is just packed to the brim just about with mouse poop or rat poop. I'm going to try to clean it out and hopefully, you know, the carburetor's not junk. This thing's a real turd.
So I took the carburetor apart, cleaned it up, and rebuilt it. And I figured I better change the oil before I tried to turn it over.
Yay.
It looks like dirty oil.
Yep. No water.
What?
I'm gonna drive this piece of wood in here and hopefully it'll push the cab forward, maybe enough to get this door out of a bind. Maybe I can get the door open.
Hey!
Right. Hey, look. More poop.
Where?
Oh, you gotta look real hard for it.
So I got the engine to start off with starting fluid, so I thought I'd try to put some fuel in the tank.
You're dripping.
Alright, so I got this gas tank out. This hose was broken on top. And we couldn't even put gas in the tank. There is still some gas in there, but it just tore. Looks like a considerable amount of rust there at the opening of the tank. Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna bother trying to clean it. I think I'll just put a fuel cell in the bed and call it good.
So I ordered up a cheap 15-gallon fuel cell to put in it. I had to cut a hole in the bed for the sump in the fuel cell.
Anyways, here's what it looks like. It's pretty crude. Doesn't look real great, but I'm really not awesome at welding. But it is pretty sturdy. I can step in it and it'll hold my weight, which says a lot. But anyways, I just wanted to keep like a shield in there, like if a U-joint or anything like that ever broke on the drive shaft. And I have torn drive shafts in half. I actually have a really bad luck with drive shafts, it seems like. But anyways, if one ever decides to go flying around, I didn't want it to come up and hit the bottom of the fuel cell and knock a hole in it and set the thing on fire. So I put this shield in there, and I think I'll go ahead and drop the fuel cell in.
I had to clean the lines out. Then I made some braided lines to connect the fuel cell to the steel lines. I didn't get the carburetor quite right the first time, so I tore into it again and made it better.
It's probably a waste of time. Just don't want to need to see tear stuff up.
So now I want to clean it up more, get this broken windshield out, and just get it swept up.
So that one is pinched in place by the roof panel. But hopefully at some point we will get it out of there. Plan on popping this roof up best I can. I don't care if it's perfect or not, because I mean we're just going to beat on this thing, but I would like to put a windshield back in it, because you know I don't want to eat dust and have mud slung all over us and stuff like that. I want to actually go enjoy this and have fun. Man. Part of that Jeep life, I guess, huh? Or junker life, maybe. Get new wiper blades for this.
Yeah. You can't have a dirty windshield. Or a wet one.
Or a windshield. Oh, now we gotta face our neighbor. What is this piece of crap in their yard?
And now I get to see just how rusted out the floors really are.
Well, we are for sure putting floors in this.
But before I put floors in it and take the chance of bending them up, I go ahead and try to push the top out.
scared to stand too close to it. See, it's moving the cab forward. Quite a bit. Yeah, that's all the pressure released. Still a pretty big gap. Let's see if we can move it a little bit further. Just want to make sure it doesn't bust the window. Okay, it tightened that gap up a little bit. Now that door's touching up here. So I have to fix that. All right, so here's the door now. Still tweaked a little bit, but hey, it's gonna be a rock crawler, so it'll be all right.
And now I'm going to start working on the floors.
Okay, so I have been working on this a little bit off camera, and I've got it cut out. I think all I'm going to cut it out, and then I've made me a crude little template out of cardboard. And then I can see where the bends are at. All that good stuff. So I'm going to trace out from this onto a piece of steel and see if I can't make a floor for this. Okay, so I've marked these lines in it, and I want to beat dimples into it, and that'll make it more rigid and won't flex so much. But I got to mark where the beams are on the bottom side because I don't want to lay that dimple over a beam. I got some of this Herculiner roll-on bed liner. It came in a kit. Comes with roller and sponges too. But I'm gonna coat the floor of this J10 with it. I tried some spray-in stuff in a rattle can, and just putting the seat in, you can see it just rubbed it off. So, and I did prep the surface and all that. So we're gonna try this Herculiner. Hopefully it's a little bit better. All right, so we got the second coat of this Herculiner in. It's roll-on bed liner. Got it in, and it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I think we're gonna call it good on the floors for now. In the future, maybe a little bit more work, because you can see there's holes and stuff. But who knows, I might just leave it alone because it is gonna be just a rock crawler. I just want the majority of the holes gone because I don't want to be eating dirt and mud and rocks thrown up at us or anything like that. But next I'm gonna try to get the mechanisms working and the ductwork, and I'm going to try to make sure and verify that there are no rat's nests or anything in the ductwork. If there is, I'm going to have to pull all that apart. But anyways, this is one part done, and we're getting closer to getting this thing on the trails. Okay, so I got the heater fan pulled out of this J10, and I found that the rats had made nests in here too. So I guess I am definitely pulling the heater core out of this just to make sure everything's clear. Plus I cannot get the lever to move for the blend door. It is frozen, so I just imagine it's full of junk. So I have that to look forward to. Right, as you can see, it is full of rat's nests and wasp nests. And you can see the door is not allowed to move all the way. So get all that stuff dug out of there. And it looks like there's a secondary door. I don't know. That closes off. And I don't know. I'll try to get it open and see if there's anything in the ductwork. Right there, you can see it's kind of blocked off. But I'll get that open and see if there's anything in the ductwork I need to get out of there.
Nice.
She is.
Crazy how light it is.
Okay, as you can see, I got the windshield in, or Larry and I got the windshield in. I couldn't have done it without Larry, so appreciate Larry. Thanks for the help. He's done these before, and so he's able to help me out. But this was a rolled truck, and I was able to push the top out and get it straightened out enough. And but I didn't know what the windshield size, like the opening, was going to be. I didn't even know how tall the windshield was going to be. I could not find the measurements anywhere. Just so you know, it's about 25 inches is how tall the windshield is. But anyways, I went on some forums trying to ask people if they knew, and nobody would tell me. I had one guy, a friend of mine that I used to work with, tell me. His was fully assembled though, and his is a nice truck. But he asked what he could measure, and I told him center of trim to center of trim, and he went out and did that for me, so I appreciate it to him. But nobody else would help. Even people that had a cab with no windshield in it, just sitting there, they wouldn't go measure it. Just told me I couldn't do it or told me to put plexiglass in. Well, I've never done anything like this before. I have never straightened a cab out. I've never done body work. I mean, it doesn't look good, but it works. And, well, I straightened it out good enough to get a windshield back in it. And that's, you know, I had an expert telling me that I couldn't do it, and here I am with zero knowledge on how to do it, and I did it. So if you go to take on a project like this, and you know, someone tells you can't do it, as long as you got some mechanical inclination, you probably can do it. You'll figure it out. And you know, all the people out there that do know, and someone's trying to do something, you know, help them out. Don't tell them they can't do it. Don't tell them, try to hold them down. You know, give the person the help that they need. But anyways, pretty stoked, happy about this, and it's just this little bit closer to getting on the trails.
So I've got the truck running pretty good, ran it a while, and found that the radiator was completely toast. So it had leaks all over the place. So I just bought a cheap aluminum one off of Amazon and had some fans with it and put it in.
One thing about it, you can be like 8 foot tall and drive this thing. My gosh, there's a lot of headroom in here.
Brakes weren't working very good, so I replaced the brake booster. I also found the water pump was leaking, so I went ahead and replaced it too. The transmission was leaking, so I figured I'd replace the pan gasket and filter.
Oh my.
Sorry for the long pause, but I am truly in disbelief of what I'm seeing.
Oh no. I'm working on this. I'm changing the transmission filter. It had a leak somewhere in the transmission. I figured it's a pan gasket. I don't know if you can see this right here. Well, it looks like camera up in there. It looks like it's been JB welded. So I imagine the drive shaft broke or U-joint went. It took out the corner of the transmission. So they just filled it in with friggin' JB weld, and that's why it's leaking. So I will just put the pan back on it for now, but I'm gonna say I'm definitely replacing this engine and transmission sooner rather than later.
I got it all put back together, and it's finally time to run it.
We are at Busted Nuts Off-Road Park, and Busted Nuts. It's cold. I don't know if you see the breath. What, 32 degrees now? Started out at 20 degrees this morning. Trying to let these warm up before we head out, but we're gonna try the J10 out for the first time and me out of here. It's a Monday, but we're off work today because tomorrow's Veterans Day. And this guy here is a veteran. He was in the Army, right? National Guard. So, but all right. Well, we'll see how this goes today.
I found the transfer case wasn't fully locking in. Case did fully lock, it sounds like the chain's slipping.
So the Jeep survived the day, barely, but it did survive. Engine ran great. No problems there, but the transmission, I had a small leak before because of the JB weld in the case. Well, I broke that loose or something because it was just hemorrhaging fluid afterwards. So, transmission's done in the thing. Like, it still shifts the gears just fine, just leaks really bad. The case is garbage. So, it needs welded up or something. But I'm not really interested in keeping the stock powertrain because the stock transfer cases in these weren't great. In fact, this chain I think is slipping in this one, and it's not engaging fully. It's vacuum actuated, and I just don't think it's engaging all the way. And when it does engage, it seems to be slipping. You hear a poppy noise. So anyways, I'm getting rid and selling of the original powertrain out of this. I might be able to get something out of the 360 engine. You don't see a lot of them on Marketplace, so I might try to sell that. Actually, I'll try to sell it all and get what I can and use that money to build this thing. I bought a 73 square body truck. It's a 3/4 ton, and I'm going to use the transmission. It has an MP205 transfer case in it, so I'm going to use that, and I plan to go to twin sticks in this. It's got a 14 bolt rear and a Dana 44 front, which the Dana 44 front isn't any better than what's in this, really, because this is a Dana 44, but I'm going to put them both in so the track is right. Anyways, I'm going to get a lot of good parts off it. I'm a little conflicted in taking an old square body out of circulation. Well, I'm robbing parts off of it. Body and frame will all still be there, and it has a title, so I'll probably just sell all that too. And somebody else can put whatever axles under it and drivetrain in it and get it going. But they built way more square bodies than they did these J series trucks. In '79, I think they only made like 27,000 J series trucks. Actually, probably less than that, because I think that number counts for the Wagoneers and just anything this body style. So in '73, they made over 1 million square body trucks. So they made way more of square bodies than they did with these. So I kind of want to save this thing. It's unique. I've got plans for it. The fender flares are going to go. I don't know. See, arm goes up in here quite a way, so I'm going to these flares. I'm going to cut it out. Get those axles and everything under there. With that MP205, I can go twin sticks. So I plan on doing that. But anyways, I want to get rid of everything out of this and just continue trying to build it. It'll probably be a while before you see anything, because I'm broke. So until I get caught back up and find an engine, I doubt I use the 350 that came in that truck unless it's in good shape. But if it needs any work at all, I might as well just go with a 5.3 LS. For what I'd spend rebuilding that old 350, I can get an LS engine in that's cheaper, and the LS is a better engine. Anyways, so that's where I'm at on this. Why don't we go take a look at that old parts truck? So here's the old 73 truck, old Chevrolet. It's 3/4 ton, so it's a K20. Have manual locking hubs, but as you can see, it's not a nice truck. I don't feel too bad about taking it out. It's pretty rusty. It was an old farm truck before. And yeah, you can see it's not in great shape, so I don't feel too bad about this. But somebody's actually already interested in the truck, so who knows? I might be able to sell it. Somebody else might fix it and put it on the road. This truck was rescued from a field. It had trees growing into it. Oh man, check this out. A tree grew into the mirror. That is crazy. Wow. This is actually the first I've looked at it any. Now, there is this tree here growing through the grill. But it used to be old farm truck, and this wheel folds down, and it's what he would push on to unroll a round bale. So anyways, he's not in great shape, so I just don't feel too bad. But it'll help that J10 live again, and well, I'll continue to show my progress. So anyways, if you continue to watch my channel, you'll see me take the parts from this old K20 and build that J10, and give that J10 new life, and watch it become a rock crawler, hopefully. It'll take time, just money, time and money. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed what you've seen so far, and thanks for watching.